Howdy ho everyone, it's Phantom here, and I'm actually going to be doing another reaction video today. With this reaction video being 6 times using a Ouija board went wrong. And this video was done by Mr. Nightmare. Now I'm going to cut out the last 1 or 2 parts of this reaction video. Sorry about that. I've been drinking some fizzy drink. Anyway, anyway, I'm gonna cut the last 1 or 2 parts of the video. So if you want to go watch this original video in its entirety, the link should be down in the description box, and which will take you to the original video that Mr. Nightmare's done. And yes, by the way, this is a Kermit the Frog shirt, before anyone asks. Okay, here we go. Yeah, don't know about you lot, but
have long been a supposed way to connect with spirits and demons.
Don't know about you lot, but I would rather not use an Ouija board in real life. Like, if it was something like a flash game of involving an Ouija board, then maybe, but not in real life.
They're sold in most board game aisles and toy stores, and work by one or more participants placing their hands on a plastic or wood piece called a planchette with a small glass circle in it, which is used to highlight a single letter on the board. The participants are then supposed to ask any question, and the piece is supposed to move to form answers out of the letters, supposedly by spirits. The game is normally played as a gag within groups of friends, and the piece is usually moved by one of the participants as a joke, or even unintentionally. However, there are countless stories of people who claim to have actually contacted demons and had serious repercussions because of it. Number 6.
What did you guys say number 6 of
A
that
mother
for?
and daughter who were reportedly told during a Ouija board session that they would soon die were both critically ill in the hospital following a fire at their home, which was engulfed in flames mere hours after the Ouija board made its grim predictions.
Oh, hell no.
The two were treated in a hospital after the fire.
This is why I don't use an actual Ouija board.
In an attempt to contact their dead dog on the night before the fire. This beloved family pet was dismembered and killed by the mother.
This is why I'm kind of scared to use like a legit Ouija board, because if I get like a legit physical Ouija board, I wouldn't want to use it because it's more than likely gonna end badly. But if it was like a flash game of an Ouija board, like the game called Ask the Spirits number 2, maybe, but not an actual one. No.
Mother's husband, Paul Carroll, who initially claimed he killed the dog because it became...
You know, like I'd be okay with like filming other people using it, but I don't want to be the participant. Nope. Like I might be okay with recording other people playing it if they want, but nope.
Possessed following a previous Ouija board session. Paul was sentenced later that month for causing unnecessary suffering to an animal. Following the Ouija board session where the mother and daughter attempted to contact their deceased dog, their neighbor Donna Sowerby revealed that Katrina Livingstone had confessed that the Ouija board had predicted their deaths. Number 5.
What you gotta do number 5 like that for?
St. Andrew's Boarding School in Delaware is a well-known private boarding school with a very positive reputation, which may make it more surprising that a group of boys snuck out past curfew one night to use a Ouija board in the woods. The group of 4 came prepared, equipped with candles and a flat surface to place the board and candles on. The 4 boys asked the board various questions, playing religiously, trying not to make a joke of it.
Yes, that's me clicking my fingers.
There was no movement until one of the...
Yeah, that was me clicking my fingers. In case you didn't hear.
Boys asked the question, "Will anything bad happen in my future?" The piece then slowly began to move, spelling out the words, "right now." One of the boys, Ferlin Mako, suddenly started twitching and jerking his arms and head. He then turned and focused on one of the boys next to him with a devilish stare before lunging at him and screaming, "I don't know you." The 2 other boys grabbed Ferlin off of him, and he shortly passed out. The 3 boys carried him back to his dorm room, where they left him in his bed. The next morning, Ferlin showed no signs of remembrance from the previous night. They fessed up and took him to the nurse to see what could have been wrong with him, but of course she didn't have much of an explanation. Number 4.
Why is Mr. Nightmare counting down the numbers like that for?
12 or 13
That
was spending
that makes
the
it
night
look
at his
creepy.
friend Michael's house, goofing around with a Ouija board with Michael and his sister in their basement. They were just kind of scaring themselves, moving the planchette around for fun, not taking it very seriously, when they got a rather disturbing message. They asked the question, "Where are you?" And in response, the planchette started spelling something.
Please don't say out the window.
I-C-A-N. It continued on until it spelled out the sentence, "I can see you through the window."
Oh, hell no.
The 3 kids laughed, thinking one of the others spelled out the phrase.
Yeah, that's...
There was a small window.
Yeah, if you got... Yeah, if they say they can see you through a window, and then you best hope there's not going to be a window in the basement, because if there is, probably a good time for you to be scared and possibly get a parent to help you out.
In the basement room where they were.
Oh,
and
hell
just
no.
the backyard and woods past the driveway were visible through the window.
Now you
Though
bag
it
an
was too
adult.
dark to see anything outside. They all looked at the window anyway as a kind of natural response, and as they did, they heard that sound. The stomach-churning sound of someone or something from outside in the dark backyard at 11:30 at night viciously knocking on the basement
God,
window. Being the young kids they were, they all screamed until Michael's dad came rushing downstairs. When they explained what happened to his dad, he took them outside with the backyard lights on to search for anyone who may be lurking around. As soon as they told him about what the Ouija board said, Michael's dad ushered them inside and suggested they go to bed. That was when he stopped believing what the kids had said. Number 3.
Seriously, Mr. Nightmare, why are you counting down like that for? Seriously, why are you counting down like that for? That makes it seem more creepy. Creepy!
In 2014, 3 American friends were taken to the hospital after reportedly becoming possessed.
It'd be a lot
by
better
evil
if Mr.
spirits
Nightmare
while
had
playing
actually
with a
spelled
Ouija
out
board.
the number.
Alexandra Huerta, age 22, was playing the game with her brother Sergio, age 23, and 18-year-old cousin Fernando Cuevas at a house in the village of San Juan in southwest Mexico. But minutes into it, she apparently started growling and thrashing around in a trance-like state, as this video captures. Meanwhile, Sergio and Fernando also reportedly started showing signs of possession, including feelings of blindness, deafness, and hallucinations. Paramedics were called and took the 3 to the hospital. They restrained Alexandra to prevent her from hurting herself before treating the 3 with painkillers, anti-stress medication, and eye drops, which seemingly worked. The director of public safety in a nearby town said the medical rescue of these 3 was very complicated. They had involuntary movements, and it was very difficult to transfer them to the nearest hospital because they were so erratic. He said they spoke of feeling numbness, double vision, blindness, deafness, hallucinations, muscle spasms, and difficulty swallowing. Alexandra's parents called paramedics after a local Catholic priest refused to perform an exorcism on the 3 because they were not regular churchgoers.
Okay. Number 3?
Number
2.
3 brothers were using a Ouija board while their parents were out on a cold, rainy night. They were playing the game on the dining room table with the lights dimmed, asking typical questions. They started with questions like, "What is my name?" and "What is your name?" which didn't summon any responses. Then they asked the question, "Is anybody there?" which caused the planchette to slowly move to the word "yes" at the top of the board. The boys then asked the board, "When will we die?" And
Oh,
the board
no, you
quoted
never
the
say
sentence,
that.
"Death comes now." Only minutes later, they received a disturbing phone call. It was the boy's father on the other end, crying hysterically. He told one of the boys that he swerved off the road into a tree, and their mom died on impact. The dad later blamed himself for driving without getting enough sleep and said he thought he saw someone standing in the middle of the road, so he tried to swerve out of the way, but the slippery roads only caused him to lose control off the road. Number 1.
Okay, now I know that the title of the video says 6 times using an Ouija board went wrong, but I did say at the start of the video that's gonna cut the last 1 or 2 parts. So if you want to watch the original video in its entirety, I suggest you click the link to the original video in the description box. And yeah, I don't know about you lot, but I'd rather not use an Ouija board. Unless I was playing the video game that requires using an Ouija board, then no, I'm not gonna use an Ouija board in real life. Hell no. Yeah, and Mr. Nightmare is good at these storytelling videos, isn't he? Anyway, anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. So goodbye for now.